there, my name is Katie Carrasco. I am a computer and electrical engineer. I graduated from California Baptist University in 2016, and I've been working for the Navy since 2016.
Hi, my name is Katrina Granada. I graduated from San Diego State University with a degree in aerospace engineering. I just hit my 5-year mark working at NSWC Port Hueneme.
All right, so today we're going to be building a buoy out of some basic common materials using PVC. What we want to talk about a little bit first is why buoys are important to us in the Navy. They're used for a variety of things, actually, including marking some underwater roads so ships know how to navigate. They're used as markers. They also can have sensor equipment on them so it can track things like water temperature and movement, current, and weather. And it's important that they're out there and they're able to last no matter what the weather throws at them. So they need to be as stable as possible, which is what we're going to explore today. Here we have a range of materials in front of us. We have some large 1.5-inch PVC that will make up our base. We have a 1/2-inch PVC, as Katrina has, some zip ties, a PVC cutter so that we can cut them into the proper lengths, and some joints that we're going to use to put them together. So now we'll start assembling this buoy, and along the way, hopefully ask some questions that'll kind of get you thinking about what's the best way to do this. Because really, in engineering, there's no one right answer. So let's get started. I'm going to start building the base myself. So mine's a simple square, and I'm just going to plug, one of these into another, like so. These have already been cut for us, but for those of you at home who may be using some materials that haven't been cut yet, Katrina has a PVC cutter that she can demonstrate on how to use. So we already have measured out and marked lines on the PVC so we know which length to cut. All right, so simple as that. So this is a PVC cutter using a ratchet mechanism in order to cut the PVC. Fairly simple to use and doesn't take a lot of muscle. So I'm going to continue building this. In the meantime, can any of you kind of guess why we might want the base to be a little bit bigger than the structure on top of it? We're using much bigger PVC, and which means that there will be more air contained in the bottom. We want this to float and float well. And we want the base to be stable as well. So, for example, if you had a triangle, you could kind of imagine the triangle shape, where the bottom is the largest, and it kind of goes smaller as it goes up. It's a very stable shape when it's on its flat side. We want that base to be as flat as possible. So here we have this base, almost done. Katrina's about halfway done with that structure. Kind of get this as tight as possible. It looks like, out of just doing it, making these two pieces, these two L shapes, is actually the best way to do this. So we have these two L shapes, and there's an elbow here and an elbow on this side, and we can just plug them together like this. Then we don't have to flex anything.
You are really good at this.
So I'm trying to make this as tight as possible by pushing these together at all the elbows. So this should be pretty good. And now we're ready for the cube-like structure here. And our goal with this is to hold as many golf balls as possible using this buoy-like structure. So here we have a bunch of golf balls. If we put the golf balls on it, maybe we could get 1 or 2 to balance, but they would just roll off. It's very, very smooth. But here we have more of a lip here, so the golf balls can't roll off as easily, and it kind of contains them a little better. This is the best way to orient the Frisbee to carry all the golf balls. So we know it needs to be flat like this. All right.
I think that's in there pretty tight.
Yeah, no, it looks great. So now we have our cubular structure, and there's a couple ways of doing this, possibly. So this is one of them. Like our example already assembled, already has it flat, but as Katrina and I were talking right before this video, we could probably also orient it like that, where on the table, it may not stand completely straight, but when it's in the water, this is a pretty stable orientation as well. And we could easily put the Frisbee in here and have that be flat. Of course, the zip ties would have to be tied in an intricate way from below the pipe diagonal across and the other way around as well. And the Frisbee would be able to place in the middle. So for now, we'll just orient it just like our example. And then here's where our zip ties come in. So for zip ties, there's a rough side and a smooth side. We want the smooth side facing out right here. And then we're going to push it through the end of the zip tie head. And then we can kind of hand tighten it first. We'll cut everything else and get it really tight later. But for now, we'll do it just like this. So now that we've hand tightened them, we can use a set of needle nose pliers just like this in order to pull it even tighter. And we can take it and we can twist and try to pull it a little bit more. And we'll do the same for all of them. Awesome. So these are really tight on there. The last thing we're going to do is we want to trim them. And these are cutters. And as you can see there, it's very smooth right here. And it creates a very flush cut. So what we want to do is we want to go up against the head where the zip tie is. And we want to cut as flat as possible. Just like that. And with that flat cut, you won't have any sharp edges. So now we're going to cut all 4 of these. All right. So here we have our finished buoy. And now we can take our golf balls, which will be our weight. You can try to have it up here. But like I said, having it up here was actually going to raise the center of balance. So the center of balance is a point where it is most stable. So when you put it up higher, the center of balance is actually going to be a little higher. I mean, it's going to be top heavy is what we mean. It's going to fall over. Here we're going to take this Frisbee and put it here, and then we'll fill it with as many golf balls as possible.
I think we could fit more golf balls.
I think we could. But this is a fairly stable configuration. And here we have it. Just a small mini prototype homemade version of what the Navy actually uses to help our ships navigate, to help us collect data for our own collections and decision making. Well, thank you for listening to our presentation and letting us demonstrate for you all. We hope you have a lot of fun doing this on your own.